Olsen was just at the game, and we have a very special guest.
Howdy, y'all. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, so it's Kai Rogers of Just Baseball. He does some writing for them. Jared, like I said, was at the game. So the Yankees, before we get further with this, they win the game 6-1. It was the pitchers to over 7 innings, basically. In the eighth inning, the offense finally wakes up. We actually haven't even had a full podcast to react to the Judge news, so this is going to be a long-winded one a little bit for us. But I guess we should start with that because that's the most important thing. Like, how do you think they could withstand this blow? And do you think like being in the weak American League helps them deal with this?
Oh yeah. I mean, the American League division has been so weak this year, and with how good our offense has been around Judge this year, and with how good our pitching staff has been, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll float around 500 for however long he is gone, and we'll be at the top of the American League once he's back. I hope.
I think the biggest thing was definitely that the American League is terrible this year. Like,
Yeah.
we've been struggling recently, and then you look at the standings, and you're still in first place in the AL, and you're still tied for first in the division. That's a good place to be. That's just what I. It's hard to say, but it is really just the AL is pretty bad, and the fact that the pitching is much better this year than previous Judge injuries. So, withstanding this, I'd also like to see some gaining on the Rays. The Rays have been terrible recently, so um, you'd like to at least gain some ground as well and not just float. But I have low hopes for that. But
Yeah. Yeah, and with some of the guys and options we have in the minors for our bullpen, Lagrange, Giovanni Cruz. I don't know why he's not up right
yeah,
now. Giovanni Cruz looked incredible in his stint.
I would have liked to
And
see
like,
him up here too, still. By the way, and then yeah, go ahead. No, but I think
yeah,
I agree with you. He should still be here. Yeah,
yeah, Eric Razelman is a guy that we're gonna see down the line.
he just
yeah.
Um,
got hurt. But yeah,
uh,
Of course he did.
oh yeah,
yeah.
he's on. He just
I
got
think I
placed on
saw
time bet.
it was back related again, but we don't know.
Yeah, because he was just talking like he was figuring it out again, and then there's that. I mean, we might see him at some point though. Like, I think Carlos Agron is the guy that we're gonna be on now because his time's getting accelerated. He had a 4 inning outing in the bullpen. I think he struck out seven and gave up nothing. He had like one hit or two hits maybe. So I think he's gonna be set. You could definitely even use him like a 2 or 3 inning bullpen role. Maybe you could have him a guy that faces the lineup once and then you get him out. Maybe like let him attack that lineup one time, get a few Ks, and then um, bridge it to the closer. Basically, that's what His job could be when he gets the call potentially. I think, and I think there's definitely a chance he can get the call this month with the way things are going, with how bad the bullpen looks, and like where he is now as an elite bullpen arm potentially. Like still popping that crazy velo, and the breaking stuff has been getting better. And you want to put him in the bullpen to limit his walks, kinds of. You just have to hope it doesn't spiral because that would be an issue at the major league level. But I think he's proven a lot over the past 2 years, and I think his time is coming pretty soon.
Yeah, and getting Freed back is gonna let us bring one of our starters down to the bullpen. It's probably gonna be Ryan Weathers, and I think he's gonna be a really good bullpen guy. He's a fire. He's a flamethrower. He has a really fast fastball, and his sweeper's absolutely disgusting. So I'm excited to see Ryan Weathers out of the bullpen.
Yeah, the Weathers news just feels obvious. Like
Yeah.
he's had the injury stuff. He hasn't hit at those marks like any time in his career for innings wise. Like just and the velo can uptick a little bit if he's just pitching 1 inning. If he's just doing four batters, that type of thing. So it's just adding a power lefty in the bullpen that doesn't really have it right now. I know Hedrick gets put out there like damn near every day, but um,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I definitely that movie feels so obvious and excited to see how that works for sure.
Hedrick is looking like the new Scott Proctor these days, so I had to worry some a little bit. Um, so I mean, but he has been maintaining pretty well, all things considered. Obviously, he's had his ups and downs a little bit. Oh, this is. I'd rather be waterboarded while tased if I have to watch another Yankee season without Aaron Judge. Okay, Steve, that is a doozy of a comment. Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense for a lot of Yankee fans. No, but I really think that without Judge, well, I'm pissed about Spencer Jones not playing against lefties. I want to see Jones play against lefties. Like he gets 3 hits the other night. He gets pinch hit. Okay, if you want to pinch hit him against Chapman, I mean, fine. I mean, what can I really say about that? It is a role with Chapman, left on left. Like that's not the best matchup for anyone. But like, I would like to see him play one of these games against these lefties. Although he wasn't gonna play yesterday and he didn't play today. I don't know if they would have used him against early or whatever. We won't know, obviously, but I don't think they would have personally. You have to have him as a complete player. You can't just have him be a platoon bat against righties. Like, if you want him to fully evolve and be like what you think he's going to be, then he's got to play against the lefties, too.
Yeah, and I just think they're trying to give any excuse to put Volpe in the lineup and just use Jose Caballero as a utility guy, and because that's who he was in Tampa. But I don't
Yeah.
agree with it. Volpe should not be getting everyday reps like this.
Yeah, obviously the Volpe thing is bad, and that's clearly what they're doing to get his bat in the lineup. But for Jones, like you definitely need to see him out there more. Like today, the pinch hit was against he's throwing 100. The final pitch was
Yes,
102.8.
103, the sinker
Yeah,
of 103.
102.8.
I didn't even know that guy threw like that. And I was just like, all right,
I
well,
was shocked, and I'm sure Spencer Jones was shocked, especially coming off the bench. Like it's just not a
yeah.
favorable position, especially in his minor league profile. Like that type of stuff is a problem. High velo, so like it's a tough spot to put him in. He like must play the next 2 days. Like I'd be upset if he's not playing against two right-handers,
Yeah.
especially when the third one is I think Messick is on Wednesday. So
Yeah,
don't
Message
play that day.
lefty,
Yeah,
yeah.
so like don't play that day. That's fine, but
No,
you
let
definitely
him
have
play
to be.
that day. Let him play that day. Screw it.
If Volpe, I guess if Volpe's
I get
touching,
what you mean. I get what
yeah,
you mean. Like at least give him the two and like, get like something going. I'm not, but I
they
want to see him
clearly don't
against the
trust him
lefties.
versus lefties. Like
I know, which I
obviously,
don't love really.
I
Messick
would
is
rather
good though. Messick is
Ranger,
good.
especially
Yeah.
like the soft tossers. Like he's been fine in the minors against that. Like obviously lefty on lefty velo is going to be a little tougher for him. So like I would have liked to see him in against someone like Ranger, but they're they're not in that right now.
Yeah, and they can easily stick him in right field. I mean, his defense is damn good, and Jose Caballero has been playing some of the best shortstop in the league this year while he's been there.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty annoying seeing them try to be cute and use him as a utility guy. But I'm a big Jose Caballero fan. I was a big Jose Caballero fan coming into the season. So
No,
His
I mean,
loyalty to Volpe.
yeah, no, I mean,
yeah.
look, Volpe's not getting it done again, and that relay throw today was really bad too. That was an
Oh
easy
yeah,
out that he cooked.
I saw the
Um,
yeah.
highlight of that. Yeah, and good throw there. It's probably getting him 85% of the time. So like
yeah,
that's
Yeah, it was a bad throw home, or he could just gun him out at second because he's going to there. He had him at
yeah.
second before the runner crosses the plate too. I mean, I saw the play with my own eyes. I mean,
in
Well,
the
you were
stadium.
literally there, yeah. So you could tell us more, even better than the freeze frame. When I saw the freeze frame, I when I saw it live, I thought they could have got him too. But when I saw the freeze frame, it was even worse. Just not great. Obviously, he has and like he starts to regress to like the numbers that we don't like to see. Even though it's been like 60 at bats, that is who he's been, unfortunately, throughout his tenure. And like I know fans are getting frustrated and everything, and the Yankees are exhibiting all this patience with him because he's a first round draft pick. A, B, Cashman doesn't want to be proven wrong, and C, they're gonna die on the sword until they can't, and they have the luxury now. Well, they really don't in theory because Judge is hurt, but in their minds they have the luxury to do this because they're still tied for first place right now. And the Rays are playing terrible baseball. And I'm not even that worried about them anymore. The thing that's going to be an issue soon is the Toronto Blue Jays are going to come, and the Rays are going to be in the back of the bus soon. Like the Rays are not going to be a factor. They're not a good baseball team. They were playing over their heads. Like they might be something in the middle of what we're seeing now, what they were in the beginning. That's how I feel about it. I'm worried about Toronto coming again to catch them, just like last year.
yeah, I agree. Toronto had a really nice comeback today against the Orioles.
It's happening. They're gonna come make that surge. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean they have a damn good roster, and
It's like
they've been dealt the injury bug. I mean Dylan Cease went down, Alejandro Kirk went down for a while, Cody
yeah.
Ponce, their big guy from the KPO, went down for a while, or down for the season, I should
Yeah,
say.
Pounce is done for the year. Everyone else, I think they're getting back with some capacity. I'm pretty sure, but he's out for the year. Yeah, I mean,
The
how
Blue
do you?
Jays are definitely the worry in the division. I just
Oh
like
yeah.
they kicked our ass last year, and the pitching has been good against us fairly every time. It feels like your Savage is going to go out there and do well, and Gosman does well, and you just they feel like the scarier team. And when you have like there's a series against them coming this week, you got to win 2 or 3. You got to win. You got
Yeah.
you got to get 2 out of 3. Like it's just like that's the team you have to keep down there. After they had a bad start, you have to keep them down there.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big challenge without Judge, keeping
Yeah.
him down there now, because you're not going to win as many games without him. You're going to see a lot of games like you did today, like low scoring for a while, and you just have to hope for that big inning somewhere, like happened today. Like it's going to be pitching's going to carry the day, and that's why they really have to fix his bullpen even more, because without Judge, your margin for error is less, and the bullpen's been a huge margin error issue this year, without even while he was playing.
Yeah, I'm surprised Giovanni Cruz hasn't come back. Like I said a couple minutes ago, I mean, I remember their reluctance of not bringing him up earlier was because he had a controlling the run game problem, and I'm pretty curious of if that's the reason that he's still down, or maybe they don't want to DFA somebody. I remember Matt Blake said that they don't want to DFA anybody this early into the season, but I mean, why is Ryan Yarbrough on this team?
I used to be on the opposite end. I was like, oh, I used why is Paul Blackburn on this team, but now he's being used like in a lot of situations and a lot that I'm not used to. But yeah, I mean, Cruz like he was fine in his time here. He showed that he can get major league hitters out with the fastball. And he had actually a couple of his first strikeouts were on sliders. So like, I I just he's another option. He's flexible. He can be something better. So like that's why I think like he can grow into being a high leverage guy. Like right now,
Mhm.
there's no need in him in AAA. Like especially when there's so much tax on the bullpen right now, and there's so much pressure every day now with games being 1-1 up until they hit the
Yeah.
inning, up
I
like
think Yarbo has
yeah,
like I don't understand why Yarbo's here. That's my thing too. Let Blackburn could actually chill for a bit. He's been better than people thought. Like, is it gonna
yeah,
last? I don't know, but he's actually doing decent. So like whatever. And then Weathers is gonna end up becoming what Yarbo is anyway, but it's just not there yet. I think that's the only reason why Yarbo's still surviving because Weathers isn't in that bullpen spot yet. Now here's an interesting thought about I've had. Like, if Weathers has another bad start, do you guys think that Elmer could come back and then they just put Weathers right into the bullpen?
Elmer hasn't been amazing either in AAA recently, but oh, I don't know. No feedback,
Yeah,
but
I mean, maybe we could. I mean, yeah, as Kai said, he hasn't really been good in his stints in AAA since his major league call up.
I was confused. A lot of people talked about the command being his one of his pinpoint things, and now like we've seen a lot of walks out of him. And when he was up here, we saw a lot of walks. So like that's definitely like that's a little bit concerning. I saw people saying that his release points been switching up a little bit. So like I definitely need the command stuff to be down because he showed that the pitches, a couple of the pitches can play in those games, and like he just got into trouble with walks like pretty badly. He
Yeah,
had like 4 in that first game or whatever. So like. Um, yeah, I don't know about Elmer. I didn't mind Brendan Beck on the spot start when they did that, and then the when he had he I think it was either after Blackburn or after Yarborough. It's like he's like someone who can do some middle
yeah,
innings. If he shows that he's like solid, he was solid in that game that he played. So like he's been good recently in AAA. I know he's not like the best name to talk about, and he doesn't got the flashiest stuff. He's not throwing hard or anything, but he does get a lot of hitters out. So he's
yeah. I
another.
mean, he
I,
was a part of that combined no hitter in AAA
yeah, yeah.
recently.
It was Carson Coleman again, who was also a part of the combined no hitter that day. The Patriots won the championship all those years ago in 2022 now, I believe. So, yeah, it's been Carson Coleman is just that dude in the minors. Apparently, he's been through a lot like injuries and stuff, so he's like a crazy story. But I think that Elmer's command has been a surprise to me because, like, I remember watching him last year and he was really good with his commands and everything. And then AAA, it's been good before he got called up, basically. In the majors, I feel like he's been too hype me because, like, when I saw him pitching in WBC, he has some commands issues, and that's another setting where you get too hype, obviously, because he's pitching for his country. I think Elmer needs maybe a little more time to just tweak a few small things. Maybe it shouldn't be rushed right now just because of this weather situation, but I think Elmer could be fine. He just has to figure it out quickly, maybe. If Weathers gives another bad start, though, like you might have to debate the conversation because it'll be 3 bad starts in a row. So I don't know what to see because there's no one else right now that could use to bring in that spot unless you want to try Beck again. Maybe I guess you could try Beck, but like I don't know.
I was just looking at Elmer's stuff. Like, yeah, two walk. He hasn't had one. He's only had one start below one walk, or with one walk or less, and two recently, two and six in the game before. Like that's just like not his profile as a prospect. So like that's confusing. And he's still every game, 6 Ks, 8 Ks, 6 Ks. Like he has the stuff. Like reeling it in this year is clearly something he's had an issue with.
Yeah, I think it's just like trying to manage the emotions of like the next level, and maybe like it's also probably hard to deal with the letdown of returning to AAA after you've
Of
been to the
course.
majors as well. So like,
Yep.
I think he'll figure it out, but maybe it's not the right time at this moment in time. I guess that's fair. So I guess we'll see. Like Weathers, like you said, he's reaching career highs and stuff. He never really throws as many innings, especially this early in the year, without getting injured. So I am a little concerned, but I feel like Boone made a bad decision the other night when me and Jared were doing this stream.
Oh yeah.
The bad decision was having him face Nick Kurtz. Like I don't know why he left him in the face Nick Kurtz. Like you were asking for trouble there, and then ever since then he hasn't been too great really. He's given up 5 earned in 3 of his last 4, including that one. But it's just interesting because his career high is 94 innings, but that was in 2021. In 2024, he pitched 86. He's already at 70 now.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting so close to like by the break. Like I would be surprised. Like, yeah, I'd say by the All Star break, I'd be surprised if he's making starts, or like especially if they're not stretching him out at that point, or they're not skipping starts, or I'd like to see him in the bullpen, and it probably should happen soon, just for his best and for the team's best, especially when Freed comes back.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's the big issue. Freed's taking a little bit of time. Like I think he's about to do 120 feet off flat ground maybe, but they have to look at more
Mhm.
imaging. That's the latest thing I think I've seen. I don't know if there's anything new that I missed, but I think that's the latest, right?
That's the same I thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what Brian Hoke posted today.
So I don't know how long all that stuff takes. Like he's gonna have to do a rehab assignment, obviously, which will be at least 3 starts. You would imagine, maybe 4. I don't know. I mean, could he be back in a month if all goes well? I mean, I guess, right? Or maybe a little bit after the All Star break at this point, because that's like a
Mhm.
month away.
Yeah, maybe. And then there are other question marks about position players coming back. Like what's gonna happen to Paul Goldschmidt's at bats when Giancarlo Stanton comes back? I
Yeah.
don't like that they're gonna move Cody Bellinger to right field because he's playing one of the best defensive left fields in baseball this year.
I don't
And
understand. Why wouldn't you put Dominguez in right? I guess they don't want to put too much on Dominguez's play, but I feel like right field will be easy for Dominguez. Like, I don't know.
I don't think any of the outfield is easy for Dominguez anymore.
and it sucks because me and Julian were talking about this. He got hurt on probably his best
His
play
best
he's
play
ever
is a
made.
pro,
Yeah,
yeah. Which is really upsetting.
people were getting on him about it. He's like, "Fine, I'll go out there and do it."
And then he get crashed into the damn wall.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Also, like when he was a center fielder, like coming up as a prospect, like I thought he was a fine defender, at least average, and then the corner, like everything fell apart. Like so, it's so confusingly, honestly. Like it was just like I thought he was gonna be an average center fielder, and now he's just a terrible outfielder. So that was a bit confusing. And he's athletic, so that's always confusing with the athletic guys. Like, is the tracking was obviously an issue for him, and the corner tracking was definitely an issue for him at Yankee Stadium. So
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be better too defensively because I
yeah,
watched him play in Somerset and like all the levels at different points, and he just. So I think he was elite, probably not, but I thought he was like okay at least.
I
Like,
thought he was at least average.
yeah, at least average is the best way to put it. Yeah, like, and nothing really said elite, I guess, if I'm being honest, but like at least average was okay with
I
me.
just didn't think
Yeah.
we'd be at the point where we can't find a spot for him, basically, because we can't trust him at certain points. Or like we have to take him out at the end of the game, or like even if his bat was really good at that point, you really in close. I'm not really trusting him and high
Also,
up the field.
yeah, I mean that is a good question Jared brought up with Goldschmidt and Stanton though. Is
Yeah,
Skubal still trending to be traded? I don't know. The Tigers are kind of cooking right now. I don't know. There's only 5 games out of the spot now. I mean, they might get hot and he's coming back. And the AL so bad, like they could talk themselves back in it maybe. So
Yeah,
we're gonna have to see.
Nightingale posted today that the Tigers said that he's not available right now, but
I
he
mean,
said,
just last year they themselves got caught like 15 games behind in the division, like
Yeah.
by the
"Oh
Guardians.
yeah,
And
Come
then
on,
the
man.
year
They
before,
can see that.
and then the year before they did it too when they were
Yeah,
in they had a huge comeback. So I mean, they're not gonna just wave the white flag yet.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
reevaluated next month, I
Everyone
think.
always talks about like with the added like wild card spot, like later in the season, it's harder for like the trade deadline because a lot of people think they could make it, they
Yeah,
could get a
and this
shot
is
at
like
it.
a bad year for that too, because how bad the AL is. So like it
Everyone's
might
gonna
be a
think
really
they can
tough
make it. Yeah,
deadline. Some people are gonna have true serum and be like, are we really about this, or are we just in this because it's a bad American league? Like that's what you have to hope happens with some teams, but like you don't know like how these people are gonna act. Marte rumors still, I don't know. There seems to be some disdain with Cattell and the D-backs, but I don't think the Yankees would get him. He's on the no trade list too. He needs
Yeah.
to approve a trade to the Yankees if like it even happens, which I don't know if
Yeah.
he would, but okay,
I don't think he'd be able to handle New York media either.
probably not if he's
if
having
you
all these
can't handle
issues.
Arizona,
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the Goldsman and Stan situation? I mean, G is he might be back in 2 weeks. You never know with him. He might be back in two, maybe like I think after the road trip, maybe from the homestand he returns. I guess he might be in play at some point. Now I don't know how they're gonna break all this up. Could you get to a point where Stan just platoons against lefties because he barely plays anyway, and you want to keep him fresh? Like probably not, honestly. You probably still want to use him against righties. I mean, but I think G's time in New York might be coming to an end to be by next year at this rate he's going. I think he's just he just causes too much inflexibility and it's not worth the
Yeah.
squeeze anymore for him barely playing. I'm ready to move on personally.
I mean, this the conversation about him, like I feel like it's been on forever. Like he's just like he clogs a hole for them, and then he
Yeah.
loses so much flexibility for the rest of the roster, especially in tight moments when like right now they need to get as much production in the lineup. So like Goldie's been fine, you need him in the lineup. Um,
Yes.
and like, but then at the same time, when you lose Judge, you have no like scary bopper really.
So
That's
you
like
need G's for the
yeah,
right
you need
power because now there's no right
even if
power
he's hitting,
anymore.
even if he's hitting like not well for like obviously for average, he's not hitting well. Like a couple homers every couple series, that really helps the team. So like especially when today like the three singles and then they don't score. Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
so funny. Like, a lot of teams beat us that way, and we can't get a run out of it because we hit it too hard on the last one.
Yeah, and G, I was gonna say that is the one thing about G. He's a presence even when he's not hitting the wall. You have to respect him, and it does make the lineup better.
You can't
So
just put one down the middle to him even when
no,
he's doing bad. So like
exactly, because
Yeah.
he'll have one mistake will get him going again real quick. He's the best
exactly.
mistake hitter I've ever seen. Potentially, he doesn't miss many mistakes. So
Mhm.
that's really how he does the majority of his damage. I feel like, but. I mean, they need him back, obviously, at this point. The Goldschmidt stuff's going to be interesting. I can't say it's a good problem to have because I really need them both in the lineup, so it's not a good problem to have. I'm not going to say that. It just isn't. But, I
And
mean,
it looks like they're not going to catch Rice all
I
season.
think that's
So,
smart because imagine he wears down and then you lose his offensive production
yeah.
with how everything else is going. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
risk that happening. He can't
He's
catch.
your constant bopper right now, and like you can't
He's
lose.
your judge right now.
Yeah, he would
We,
be a lot of teams others judge, a lot of other teams to judge. So like
yeah.
you can't lose him. You definitely can't lose
Yeah.
him.
He's
And
not
where
going to
I think they
catch.
think the same thing. Like they don't want to wear down his offensive ability just to catch him once or twice a week, like because they're in a pinch. Like just Ascara and Ali Sanchez until you figure it out.
I think
Yeah. And
Jeffers is gonna come save the day at some point, but it really
Yeah,
does suck that he got injured. That seems like the
yeah.
one that's probably gonna happen. That's like the logic force trade there. It feels like it kind of has to happen, but we have to wait a little bit because he's hurt. So that's gonna have to be a July type deal if it
Yeah.
does go down. And if it's not him, then I don't really know what they're gonna do. Because like, is Hunter Goodman a realistic option? Like, would the Rockies actually trade him? I don't know. Like, he's one of the few good players they have, and he's not making a lot of money. But they have to rip it all up and rebuild as always. So I mean, I don't know what goes on up there. I never will. Obviously, it's just a continuing circus up there. But I don't think he'd actually get traded. Probably they probably wouldn't do that. I don't think.
Yeah. My thoughts on the catcher market, I think we just get Jeffers. I think it's the
Yeah,
most
it's
simple
gonna
and
have
easy
to be.
answer. I think we could take probably one of the relief pitchers too, maybe Cole Sands. He's been Andrew Morris. He's been good. He's one of their top prospects though, so he'd be pretty pricey. But yeah, the catcher market is going to be so thin. It's going to be like Jeffers,
Jeffers and maybe
Vasquez,
Adley. Yeah, maybe
Adley,
Adley.
And I
maybe.
feel like you want to see Jeffers hit a little bit after the injury. You know,
Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
no, I'm not
definitely,
saying that. I'm
especially
yeah,
a
not saying
hammy,
to take
exactly.
him
No, I'm saying
especially
straight.
a
like
hammy.
if things were to go bad and he's like really struggling and there's no power, like if I don't know,
Yeah,
if there was a decent sized sample size before the deadline and there was no power, like it'd be concerning.
You
And
know,
then you're like,
oh
Jeffers is
yeah,
useless
and then you're
without
like,
power until he
where are we
provides.
standing? Yeah,
Yeah. No, like I wouldn't just take him straight off the injury. No, you have to see him
yeah.
play and then like go through that. But we're gonna have to see because they need a catcher desperately. Obviously, it's the worst kept secret now. Um,
Yeah, especially because you're kind of sacrificing your defense by getting Jeffers. You definitely want to see his offense get back going again.
yeah, you would have to because you're getting him for the offense. You're not getting him for his defense because like
Yeah,
you are sacrificing defense to get him.
and he's not going to be DHing. So
No, we
yeah,
can't because of
exactly,
sand and
we already talked
goldschmidt.
about that.
Yeah, I mean, so let's try. Oh wait, I looked at the wrong thing. But no, how about the left side of the infield? Like we talked about George Lombard, Kai. Like you've been watching a little bit. I've been watching as much as I can. Like, do you think the Yankees will call him up before the trade deadline potentially if McMahon continues to not do much? And like Volpe could definitely go back down. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I think it's possible, but. That's not gonna be what gets George up. Like they'd have to make a move with McMahon to probably get George up. Maybe like I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if George is coming up, he's not playing shortstop. That's for sure. Like and also like time wise, like that's where I get a little like questionable because the Yankees are like obviously running on a different mode this year. Like the urgency that we've kind of seen for a little bit at
Yeah.
the beginning of the season.
yeah,
I just like I'm not necessarily where he fits and where he plays every day. Like I get if Jazz was like really struggling, somebody mentioned to me once that George should play third against righties and play second against lefties. It's just obviously that's a little crazy. Like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
yeah.
he's getting better,
That's a bit much for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So like that's where exactly that's the point. Like I don't see a place where he is playing every day, and you can't do the Spencer Jones thing to him. You have to give him Volpe
uh,
run. Like you have to
yeah,
okay.
every
Well,
single
yeah,
day,
I
and you
see.
don't care how he hits. Like
yeah,
you just
yeah,
let him play defense, and you hope it gets better. And obviously it's gonna be like Connor Griffin didn't do great in his first couple weeks. Like all that's every prospect. Like you just gotta. He needs 3 weeks. Like and then I'll be like, okay, this is where we stand at him being an option for like this year play. Like they're gonna be in a very good chance to go play for a World Series out of the AL.
yeah,
So like, to
Yes,
see a
we
major
agree on that. We
to see
definitely
a
do.
major part of that this year, that's where I'm like, I'm a little. I need to see an injury and then free runway, basically. Like
yeah,
I
yeah.
stand with him.
I agree with
Well,
that, and
yeah. Go ahead.
it's going to be pretty easy to plug him in next year with Jazz Chisholm looming as a pending free agent. Uh, Maybe they move Marco Luciano at the deadline. He's been hitting up AAA, the minors, for a good amount of time now. Maybe they see him as a guy they can use next year, but he's been pretty much a 4A guy his entire career so far.
Yeah, I
So
don't think he'll factor into their plans, but he is well doing well this year to his credit. Maybe a little rebound for him.
Like
So
also like the McMahon, like someone was at like the DFA thing. I get like of like comparing him to DJ. Like it's a bit different, and
it's a
like DJ
little
was here.
different.
DJ was here for a while, and it was bad for a while. So like it's bad for a while here, but they also it's hard for Cashman, like you said, to say that he made a mistake basically by getting rid of someone and basically before the deadline. You know, spent less than a year on the team. You know, so like
Yeah, but
that's always hard
yeah,
to like get rid of the
yeah.
money. 16 million is a lot, and
eating
That's
that's
that
what
money was horrible. Eating
I
that
don't
money was
understand. Yeah, I
absolutely
never
horrible but
really.
horrible.
necessary at the time. Like when they do that, like the Hicks and the DJ, like it's gotten so bad to like they need to eat the money, which I usually think that they hate doing that, and they definitely
No,
hate
I'm
doing
saying
that.
from the trade.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That
McMahon
was
was
bad.
hitting his
Yeah,
OPS
that was
plus is
really bad.
Yeah,
70. I mean, well, his OPS plus is 70. He's hitting 208. He's 609 OPS. His B WAR is 0. I mean, he's not doing much. I mean, you can make a case that it's almost time, but they're
and when
not
he
gonna
was
want to do it that much.
everyone thought he's gonna come here and pull homers into the porch. Like it feels like almost never seen that except for like I think he did it in the playoff game last year. Like
He did do it in
Yeah,
the
he did.
playoff
so,
game.
like
There's
I
been a
was
few
was that
ran.
off a lefty?
There's
Yeah.
been a few random ones. He
Yeah.
got Kevin. I think it was off Kevin Gausman actually, or someone. Oh no, it was a bullpen
no,
guy.
it
I'm
was
sorry.
that was
Jared's right.
the
It was a bullpen arm.
I was at that game.
It
I was
was
But
at
game
that's
that was
like
game
four.
that's just
four.
It
like
That
was
was
game
game four.
four.
that's what you wanted to see out of him. And I feel like now, especially this year, he's had so many oppo like doubles and things that would have been close. Like if he's pulling that ball, it's gone. Like that type of.
0.2 F war, so he's barely even getting get one F war in the year. Like he's not doing it. Like that's so I'm gonna make my case for George Lombard. You give him the runway at third base and send McMahon to the moon if you're serious. That's my
I would be
case
super,
for him.
Yeah,
obviously super excited to see that, and I think he'd perform and when given the shot after a couple of times of seeing major league pitchers.
And Ahmed has
yeah.
been
I
nice
think
off the
yeah.
bench too.
I
Like
was gonna
Ahmed's been
say
a
I think
nice
we're
bench
forgetting
piece.
I'm mad.
about how Rosario's been hitting up baseballs for however long he's playing. I think he still has an 800 OPS, so that
Yeah,
plays.
he's been playing well. Yeah. Um,
You definitely like him. Also, like he's a veteran bench guy that I'd be super comfortable starting in a playoff game and coming off the bench in a playoff game, all that type of stuff. So like he's so valuable, and his contract's like $1 million. They signed him for like he's definitely. I liked him last year when he came back, and then I saw a lot of the work he was doing in the offseason. I mean, he just hits the ball hard sometimes, so like especially against lefties. So
I agree with you
Yeah,
100%.
he worked on his swing a lot during the off
yeah,
season. I watched an interview with him. I think it was in Boston. He worked on his launch angle and his bat speed this year, and his launch angle and his bat speed are the best they've ever been in his career. So
Yeah. I was gonna ask you about some prospect stuff. I know you were talking about Chase Hampson a little bit. I used to be a huge Hampson guy, and like I know he had a big setback and stuff. Like, where do you feel like he is now? And like, could you see him being a bullpen arm down the line, maybe? Because I feel like he's got to switch to a pen arm, maybe, just because he's been hurt so much.
especially yeah. I mean, with the injuries, like you mentioned, like for me, like just a couple of weeks ago, just seeing him back on the mound was good. Just to see him in general, obviously, and seeing the velo's been solid. It's been in the middle, so like I could definitely see a bullpen. Like you mentioned, the injuries are going to keep him like from length as a pitcher. So like if the move works, like I'd like to see. He's got the stuff. Obviously, he's a former top prospect, current good prospect in the organization. So um, obviously, just seeing him back on the mound was good in the last month and a half. So and he moved up to uh, high A or whatever for his rehab. I know he's been piggybacked a little bit there, like pitching 3 innings, that type of stuff. So like obviously they're just lengthening him out. So yeah, I mean I wouldn't mind that actually. I haven't thought about that. But I would definitely give that a shot down the road and gives him a better, always gives people a better shot to make the league if they're thinking that.
Yeah, I think I don't know
If
if
all
it's
goes
a
well.
I don't know if it's a this year thing. It might be a next year thing, but like get him ready like
Definitely not
for
this.
that next year, hopefully. Are there other guys in the system that caught your attention this year? Is there anyone you think that can make like an impact for them this year down there that we're not that we haven't discussed yet? Or do you think we're looking more towards next year with that type of stuff?
Especially, I mean, the Yankees are so clogged at the top. Like I always say that, like
yeah,
the minors, it's hard for guys to come out like really like, the guys that just like never get a shot, like Oswald and
TJ
Everson.
Rumfields and look
Yeah,
what he's doing in
yeah.
Colorado.
Like
That's a
I,
perfect
I
example
expected
right
TJ to.
there.
I feel like from what we've seen in TJ's like minor league career, like I expected him to be a solid major league hitter, and he's actually contact over power, like Rice. So like
Yeah, he is.
he's got a good profile, and I thought he was good. But like Jared mentioned Raiselman, like I would have liked to see him, and obviously he was coming back from injury, and then um, couldn't. He's back on injured list right now, and the velo went down again too. So like
uh,
that's tough. He was throwing
yeah.
100. He was definitely going to be in part of this pen. Um, like pitching wise, I just like I feel like it's really tight, especially and they don't want like the bullpen arms that you think about, Giovanni, Raiselman, and LeGrand are going to be a part of it if they're healthy and ready at some point.
Those are really the only guys. I mean, Carlos. I mean, obviously Elmer might come back at some
Yeah,
point too. They actually just ranked Elmer ahead of LeGrand in the latest update, which is a little surprising to me actually.
I
Wow.
mean,
They
I guess
have
like
Dax Kilby ranked third and LeGrand four.
oh
I
wow,
think Dax Kilby got hurt again. He
yeah,
hasn't played since Thursday.
he played his
Jesus.
he played his opening game, and I think he didn't play again, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at this now. You have George Lombards ranked 18th in the top 100. This is pipeline, by the way. I can put this on the screen actually. I'll put it on. Hang on.
Yeah, Lombard ranked like 12th in the top 100 for Baseball America, so
I've
he's
seen a
very
lot
Yeah,
of
high.
people update him much
I'm gonna
higher.
show ours. Yeah,
Especially from
I,
last year, like see, like he struggled when he got to Double A. So like,
yes, he
and then
did.
when coming this year, it was like yeah, he figured out Double A like that. Like he obviously had a good off season and looked way more comfortable in Double A.
Oh
So like
yeah.
the need to Triple A made it like his opening month made like him being a possible option for this year like way more prevalent in my head. Like I wasn't thinking that he was even going to be a part of this team. Um,
Yeah,
but now it's everyone's like he could be at some point, and I do think like obviously even if it's September, like he's gonna get probably his first shot in the bigs. So
yeah, because like they normally have the guys go fast through AAA.
mhm,
Once they get there, like their higher prospects. The only one that
exactly,
didn't go fast was Oswald Peraza. Everyone else went fast, basically. And the Angels fixed him. It looks
yeah.
like. So let's go for
Yeah.
him and them. But so Lombard's at the top of this. He's ranked 18th. You have Elmer Rodriguez. Looks like he's coming in at 60. Kilby 67, and LeGrand 73 on the top 100 for Pipeline right now. So that's what we're looking at. I'm surprised LeGrand not moved up more. I thought he was going to keep going up, but I guess the
McConaughey's
walks
ceiling is
have made people have be lower on him. I guess.
McConaughey's
Yeah.
ceiling is just so much higher than Elmer,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's where I like you. You also mentioned like keeping him in some length. So like if he did come up in a bullpen role, like he could pitch 2 innings or he could pitch through the lineup one time or something.
Yeah.
So like, that's something I'd be comfortable with. And you keep his length, and you're also getting him more reps against major league hitters, and then he knows what to do when we're honing it in for 1 inning or for the seventh, that type of stuff. Elmer, like if both of them command, it's command. Like for Legrand in the spring when he was like impressing everyone, the command was really reeled in, and I think that's what helped everything. And then this year, just opening the season, it kind of came back a little bit. So like, just being consistent with his command is really important because he's got the stuff, and major league hitters are gonna unless they're piecing up the fastball, he like on a bad day, like he's got the stuff to get hitters out, especially in 1 inning when he can be throwing 103. And then he's got a really good changeup that's fast as well, and a good sweeper or slider. So um, I just like look Elmer. Obviously, we got to see him this year, so I just like it's command for both of them and figuring it out.
Yeah, LeGrand in AAA is 53 innings, 70 strikeouts, which you love. The whip of 1.28 looks like it might be coming down a little bit. And his ERA is 4.08, so it hasn't been perfect, like we've said. The walks at 27 is rough in 53 innings. That's the biggest issue of him right now. If he can clean some of those up, then he will be up in the show sooner rather than later, I think. He didn't walk that many guys the other night, though, out of the bullpen. I think it was only
He
one or
walked
two, right?
two. I think he walked two.
2 and 4 innings. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
still not amazing, but a little bit better, I
Oh,
guess.
and he
Like,
hit a batter. He hit one too. So it was two
well,
walks.
Uh,
not the all right. So yeah, we're still going through it a little bit, but he made it look good and didn't let any of them score, so that's fun.
yeah, he has a I wrote something up about him like last week, and he has a career low 11.6 BB percentage. So it's coming around, but
He's honing in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
still
slow crawl, but
still
I'm
you
gonna
10
be
just
plus.
interested to see like he only made that one appearance this week as a bullpen guy, but he was just like the bulk guy after the first inning. So I'm interested to see what moving him to the bullpen in AAA means, or if they're gonna keep doing this like opener and then 4 innings or 3 innings. I get the length stuff, so I'm just be
yeah.
interested in if they're trying to mix up his
Yeah,
his
wonder if they're
routine.
going in reverse order. Like, try to. This is gonna sound really weird, but like, are they trying to build him down instead of build him up? Like, will the next outing be three, then two, and then one? Like,
Maybe
that sounds
it's a
really.
routine
Is
thing, yeah.
that imagine they actually do that? That'd be so funny. Like, I've never used that word before, but it's almost like they're trying to reverse the build-up
I've
process.
never thought about it, but I thought like I especially thought that they like the last one. People were like, "Oh, like I thought they switched him to a bullpen. I thought we were gonna see 1 inning, 2 innings." So like, I expected them to keep some length in it. So like, I could see that. That's funny that you said that. Like, I could see him like they're trying to just break down the routine to build up a new one, and figure out 1 inning or 2 innings or whatever he looks like or whatever they want from him, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I don't know, but I'm gonna do some George Lombard stuff now so we can track his progress through the years and give everyone a better idea exactly of what he's doing right now.
Yeah, it's something on George. You really love to see this adjustment period he's having in AAA because you didn't really see him progress at all at the AA level once he got there last year. But you kind of see his season turning around in AAA right now, and that's kind of pretty encouraging to see his development like that.
He's getting older as a hitter, like obviously, and then like his process has gotten so much better, and the obviously the plate discipline has been good. He's striking out a
Yeah.
little bit more recently, but uh, I'll take it for the extra bases right now. But like you said, like he didn't really progress when he got there. But the most important thing, I'm okay with you having a first cut like 2 weeks bad in AAA, but I want to then see something else. I want to see you.
Mhm.
That's what for him like it does feel like it was a 2-3 week period, and then he was like starting to figure it out, starting to lift the ball a little bit more, put it out of the park, a lot more extra base hits.
Absolutely.
He didn't have any for his first couple of weeks, so like just seeing that, like seeing them hit drop a little bit more, it was way more like encouraging for me.
Mhm.
Okay, so I have some numbers here for his whole minor league career. Actually, let's throw away 2023 because he barely played. It was like 13 games. So let's take that out for argument's sake here. In 2024, his OPS was 672 and around 425 at bats. He only had like 5 home runs, but he did steal 39 bases. Then like 2025, it goes up to 748, so you see a little increase there. Home runs go from 5 to 4. RBI is kind of the same. You lose like 3 stolen bases, 4 stolen bases. He strikes out a bit more, 114 to 146. So there's like a 50 at bat difference around or so. And then this year, you see the 6 home runs, 22 RBIs, which will put him on pace to be higher than all those, obviously. The 44 walks would be a career high, like if he played that out fully. The strikeouts at 57 might be a touch lower, but close to like those other numbers, maybe. The steals at 11 could be in range for 30 again. His average is higher all every year, too. On base at 381 is very exciting. I definitely enjoy that. And then the slug at 399 and the OPS is 780, which is 32 points higher than last year. And that is counting for the AAA struggles.
Yeah, and with those early struggles, like a good part that a lot of people mentioned, like he was hitting the ball hard and walking a ton. So like he was getting on base. Like it's hard to complain. And just like since 517, 808 OPS, 6 doubles, 2 homers, which no extra base hits basically before that in AAA. So like it just feels like it's gotten better. That's a 20 game period. So that's a good stretch of games, and it has looked so much better.
Oh,
Just in
definitely.
ways that they're actually dropping. He had a lot of bad luck in the beginning as well.
Yeah, the underlying metrics were definitely very lopsided to his actual statistics in AAA once he got there. But what excites me the most is his plate disciplines we're seeing. He's walking, like you said, a shit ton.
Yeah, the 380 on base is phenomenal. Like that's especially with a 245 average. Like that's really good.
Yeah, and the bat to ball ability is getting better. His swing percentage is like really low, which I'm kind of not surprised about, just because of how many walks he has. But
He was,
you know,
especially in the beginning, I thought he was a bit passive, a bit too passive. Like there's a like a breaking point in there somewhere.
Yeah.
There was a point where like there's a lot of times where like yeah he was struggling, but then 2-0 fastballs right down the middle, and then 3-1 fastballs right down the middle, and then maybe he walks from that plate appearances, but those were pitches to hit, and then in other plate appearances he was choosing the wrong pitch when 2-0, or when you're getting the gifted pitch. Sometimes you got to take advantage of that and take advantage of that mistake or gift. So like that was like there was a point where a lot of people were talking about like is he a bit too passive right now? And he was walking a ton, like a lot.
yeah.
So like there was like all right, I saw 3 walks today. So like okay, you
I
know.
think I think Aram actually put out a stat that was like he swung at like 1 or 2 balls outside the zone like the whole year, like in the beginning of the year. Something he put out something crazy. Me and
I
Jared
remember that. I
discussed like
remember
one
seeing that.
show.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, okay, like, this is nuts. Yeah, so he probably was taking a little too many there. But I mean, it shows his understanding of the zone has increased to a high level that he's not going to swing at shit, which is encouraging. But you also have to swing the bat in key situations, like you were saying, obviously.
Yeah, I feel like obviously it's really way too early to say this right now, but he looks like a traditional leadoff hitter to me. I mean, the
It
bat to
could
ball
be.
ability is
Yeah.
there. The walks are there. The slug is it's gonna be marginable. It's gonna be playable. The slug at the leadoff position, but
Like he's someone I want to see hit 30 doubles, not 25 homers. Like if he gets
yeah,
25 homers, then I'd be surprised. Like it's a Volpe like 20 homer types thing where like he's poking it out that way or something. But like he's the type of hitter that he's got such a good bat path that I just want you to keep that sometimes. I just want you to go the other way and just hit the right center gap and just
Yes.
have 35 doubles. Like that is producing from the top spot of the lineup or wherever
Yeah.
he's hitting.
I
Like that's
definitely.
exactly he's the type of hitter that that is the type of hitter I'd like him to be in the majors. And 20 homers will fall for him. Like I promise, the power is there, and
Yeah.
especially when he goes that other way, he can do it at Yankee Stadium. You can easily do that with that inside out swing, and those are gonna drop sometimes. You're gonna get 20 homers sometimes. So um, I'd much rather have him on base, and he's fast on base. You know, he can steal bases when needed, and especially like recent years, the Yankees have been stealing a lot more. So
hmm
like, incorporating that into his game, it makes him an even more of a threat. Like so, I definitely would love that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, I think that would be a well-rounded thing. And the thing about George's defense is so legit. Like, I'm
yep.
gonna be upset that he's not gonna play short potentially, but I also think he could be a good third baseman because of how his body and his frame works. But like, he should be a shortstop probably. I do wonder how they're gonna handle all this stuff going forward with the Volpe situation, Jazz, Caballero, McMahon. Like, it's a little bit messy right now. They gotta
Next year's
clear
gonna
it
be so
up.
interesting.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be something to see what happens. Assuming Jazz leaves, which is looking probably more likely since he's not playing that well. But like again, he's not gonna get as much as he wanted. So I don't know. Maybe that helps them to bring him back if they want to do that. But
and maybe he falls into their lap. I was thinking
he
that like
could because he's really not playing that well
he's
right
played
now.
himself out of the contract he's talked himself about.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely
Yeah.
not. He's not getting anything close to like what he was thinking right now, if unless he
I
really
was
flips
I
the
was comparing
switch.
like to the Nico deal in the beginning of the year, and now that's like, yeah, it's tough to get.
I
Like,
thought he'd be like,
Yeah.
yes, I thought he could find himself like 180 to 200 because of his skill set, but not now, not right now. Even with
The
the homers
defense
today,
definitely looks better this year. He's not
yeah,
airmailing
defense
every
does
single
look
double
good,
play into the
despite what
fence.
happened over the weekend against the Red Sox. That people aren't too happy with on Friday,
Yeah.
but like no one's perfect, so like it
And that play
happens.
today, he kind of didn't really get the ball. The transfer was kind of tricky, and
yeah, yeah.
he didn't make the play. But I don't think he's gonna get 50-50 this year. I don't know if you guys.
I think that's a safe bet that he will not do that. I don't even know if he's going to get 30-30. I thought he could do 40-40, and he's not even going to get that. Like, he could do 30-30 if he gets his head on straight, but it might be too late this year with the homers this year. I don't know. He's going to get the steals, I think, but, like, he's not. I don't know if he's going to get the 30 bombs. I think today was 8. I mean, technically, he still could. You never know, but it'll be a long shot right now.
Yeah,
Definitely not 40 or 50, don't know.
last year it was June 3rd for when he really started to take off once he got back from that oblique injury. So hopefully he
It
could
could
start.
be. I mean, hey, you never know. I mean, we'll have to see. They're gonna need him to do it.
Oh
So, I
yeah.
mean, here's another interesting question for you, Kai. Like, how do you feel about Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez? Like, is there a guy you trust more? You kind of in the fritz with both of them, trying to see which guy could prove themselves a little bit more. Like, if you had to commit to one player, like, who would you rather commit to?
I mean, like today, obviously, I'm gonna go Dominguez. Like just today, because we even like what's upsetting is the first round. A lot of people were upset at Dominguez or at Jones. Like he got 25 at bats, I think,
Yeah, it was like it wasn't a
and
lot.
he was facing good pitching at the time. But like it's everyone's gonna struggle. Like obviously he is going to struggle, especially knowing his profile. So like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
just the fact that he didn't hit a homer, that he didn't get the first one. Like I think it set a lot of people off because they're like, all right, he's going to strike out a lot, and we saw that. I think he struck out like half of his at bat, but he didn't hit one out. So like it's always like
He faced the Miz in one of his starts, though. Like
In
to
his
your
first,
point.
in his very first start, he faced the Miz.
Yeah, that's tough.
he's had a couple of bats where he's facing 100+, and I saw somebody post today that he'd only faced one 100+ pitch in the minors prior to this. So
That's
like
probably true. That's a good point I didn't think of. But I knew the Miz was going to be a tall task for him. He's a tall task for anyone. Never mind a rookie that strikes out a lot.
exactly.
I mean,
Just like I like his defense better. And
Yes, it's
obviously, like
fair.
he had the 3-hit game the other day, or
Yes.
like I'd like to see the hits, and I'd like to see him play more, and then I get a better feel for him.
Yeah,
And
like I wanted to see him get rewarded for the 3-hit game, and then just use the binder like, oh, it's left
'cause if
on
he's
left, like don't play him. Like I was wanted to see if he could like get a roll going. Like I don't want him to be just strictly a platoon player, like I said before. Like it's not. But if they view him that way, then that doesn't. That's an issue for two
yeah,
things. First of all, it tanks his trade value if you do want to trade him, and then secondly, like how it tells him you don't have full trust, which is also an issue. Like if he does have to face lefties at a certain point in time. So I hope they start to slowly do it. But the
especially
thing
with this
is,
period of like you're now given a little bit of time where like
this is
he
the
could get
time to
away.
do it.
If
Yeah,
this is happening,
Yeah.
I wanted to see like 7 to 10 straight starts until like maybe Dominguez or Stan starts to get ready. But
yeah.
what do they do when Dominguez comes back? Do they actually send Volpe down and stick with Schumann? Like I don't know. I mean that's possible, or does Jones just go back again? Like that's the thing. Like it might just be another short stay. That's
Which
what
would be
makes this a little
that's so
frustrating.
frustrating for him. Yeah, like that's got to be so frustrating, especially when
Yeah.
you know, like obviously he's crushing. He's gonna crush AAA. Like there's no one that's gonna say anything about that. But it's just it's coming up, and he needs consistent at bats. You just like and
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard when you're the Yankees. You know, like it's hard when there's the pressure to win every day
yeah.
basically, and to he's gonna be shit on after 12 games of not performing or whatever he may get. Like I just you need to give him the run, and like you said, like you're tanking his value if you as the team are deciding that he is a platoon batter. He can only hit righties in the bigs, and he cannot play every day and all that type of stuff. Like you have now tanked his value, and so like that's where I'm like lost. Same thing with like Dominguez, like the right side isn't good. It got better a little bit when
Yeah,
he
it
down in
actually is kind of similar. It's just the opposite issue going on there. Yeah,
Exactly. So like then he's now not useful basically from that side, or that's at least what they determined. Especially for the beginning of this year when he was in AAA. That's them telling him that the defense is not ready and we can't play you every day. You're just platoon. Like, and they don't want to kill that. Like I still have a lot of hope in Dominguez, like as a fan and knowing, especially from back then, like what we got to see and all the stuff that we've heard for so many years. Like, and we've gotten to see some of it over the time. I just want both of them to get a lot of runway, which is hard on this team. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
was the Martian and the next Aaron Judge at one point, but you can't really have them both up and just be platoon bats. That's like
like
Julian said,
the
it's
funniest
tanking
part
their
about
value.
the Martian thing was like he's a switch hitter. He's a good defender too. He's got power. He's got all the things.
yes. They made it like
Now
he
it's
was a 5 tool player.
yeah.
Now it looks like it's only 2 or 3.
There's
Like,
the here of like 5 tools, and now I'm missing like 3, and I'm like, okay, well,
I mean, he still has some speed when he's
yeah,
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 that is
that's
there
true.
still. Like, I mean, but yeah, no, it's not like what you fully thought. Like, I think he could still be a pretty good hitter, and like his defense just has to be average. You hope for basically at
Yeah,
this point. I mean, the Yankee Stadium left field's tough. I wish they would try him at right to Jared's point, but I guess they just don't want to like move him again, so he's gonna just be in left. I mean, Bellinger's gonna play a great right field, but like, is that as good as playing a good left field? Probably not in Yankee Stadium, unfortunately. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
and then you have a left and center field of Trent Grisham who's fully regressed defensively,
Yes,
back
I want to
to
see
being a
Spencer
horrible
Jones. I want to
defender.
see Spencer Jones in center more. Like Jones is such a good defender too.
but then at the same time, you can't lose Griffin's bat. He's been getting better, and then like
Yeah, the
Yeah.
it's
bat's
like all
coming
these
along. Yeah,
all these conversations, like just like it feels like you said, like you sometimes it's a good thing to have, and now this feels like it's not a good thing to have because when you're missing Judge and you're missing production, like now you're playing a game where like I need him to hit this guy, and we're benching the other guy, so we're risking things,
yeah.
we're risking
Grisham has
that.
to play because of the
Yeah,
judge situation, basically.
exactly.
Yeah,
So like
that's the
it's
unfortunate
just like
part of
the
that.
conversation
I
is
don't
so
like him in center field too much
yeah.
either, though. I don't know what happened because I know he used to be elite, but he's not looking good the last 2 years in center fields.
There's been a lot of plays this year where I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't look like him, and that doesn't look like a very good center fielder sometimes.
I
Yeah,
saw a play at one of the games where like he let the triple go. I think against the Guardians, he should have caught. I was there. Like it was like that right center area. I'm like, how the hell do you not catch that?
was that the one off Bailey? I think that was only a 20% catch probability, but like
there's
he
been a
still made
couple.
a
Really?
pretty
There's been a
bad
couple where the
route
route has
too.
looked really bad, which I also
Yeah.
like.
That was Bailey, I think. Yeah, probably just didn't look good. Like maybe it wasn't like that easy to play. It just didn't look too pretty to me. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's just like it's hard. You can't lose his bat, but like at the same time, I'd also rather have Spencer Jones' defense over him, and we haven't even seen that much, and I'm pretty confident in that. So like, um, I just like it's so many issues, and obviously, thank God I'm not the manager of the New York Yankees, and I'm not getting yelled at every day like Boone does. But like, it's such a hard position to be in, even more when Judge is hurt. So like, because then
Yeah.
everything like the importance on everything is just heightened. All
Yeah.
of now the 7-3 eight hitters who have been hitting pretty bad all year or have been struggling, it's now even worse because the lineup looks
Yeah.
pretty bad, all the way through sometimes. So like, um, there's just days where they're gonna go out and score one run or no runs and have,
Mhm.
and it's just gonna be a struggle. So
And then it can be just one inning, like today. Like
yeah,
they put up 13 runs in an inning, like
yeah,
just like
maybe you didn't
that.
get to the starter, but you held the game close enough. Like obviously today was tied, but like you held the game close enough, and you can damage some of the relievers, and
Yeah.
um, that's how you're gonna have to win some games here. You're not obviously scoring four in the first or like
Yeah.
usual when Judge. It feels like obviously when Soto is here, it feels like a walk or something, 2-run homer, we're already up, and it's like
Yeah.
just need some pitching, and the game's like settled. So like, it's a grind. It's gonna be a grind for them for sure, and it's gonna look really bad, like some of the games have looked already. So
Yeah, so let's break down what happens next week. So they go to Cleveland. They're going to play a 3-game set in Cleveland. You got to hope to win 2 or 3, but Gavin Williams is pitching, and Gavin Williams has been nails.
yeah,
So you got to hope they can figure him out. Messick's been pretty good. And then I forgot, and then you got Sony, who they didn't hit as well as they should have last time. And then you have the Blue Jays this weekend, like you mentioned. So these are some big games coming up, and we really
yeah.
have to hope they can at least go like 4-3, I think, because like there is an off, or is it a 4-game set with Toronto? Wait, let me see
It's a
again.
three
Sorry,
game set.
there's an off day somewhere, I think, because like it's a three.
Thursday's the off day. Thursday's off.
Thursday's the off day. Okay, all
Oh
right.
yeah.
So you
Thursday.
gotta at least tread the water and go 3-3, hopefully 4-2. I'm not expecting a sweep of either team, most likely. So like, you just have to try to at least go 3-3 or 4-2. So you can't let Toronto gain the ground. Really, if they gain the ground, it has to only be like one game. Hopefully, you can't have them sweep them, because then if there's a sweep, then like you can start to see those
It's
Blue
yeah,
Jays
it's a
struggling
domino.
again.
Better,
Yeah,
yeah.
and what was really annoying for me was splitting against the Blue Jays when all we had to do is win one more game, just
That
win
was a
that
tough stretch
series.
too, because like if you told me before the series, I might have said like, "Oh, it's okay," but like the way it happened wasn't good. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's like one of those things. Like, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see because the AL is bad. I do think the Blue Jays are still a playoff team one way or another. I think they're gonna end up being in the mix. Tampa Bay might be in the wild card mix, but again, like I don't know. I'm not that sold on them, but they do have a good cushion still. The White Sox have been fun. We'll see if they can hold up. The Mariners is definitely the class that other division in the West. Even they had a good stretch recently, but they're
Mm.
not that. They don't have like that big of a lead. And like, you would think the Guardians hold off the Tigers, but you never know because the division's been weird the last 2 years. So we'll have to see what happens with that one.
What sucks about the Rays is that like, yeah, I don't expect them to be a good team, and then every time we play them, it's like it is the most frustrating series like you've
Well, the
ever
Yankees
watched.
do stupid shit when they play
Yeah.
them for some reason. Like I don't
It's
know
like, well,
why.
obviously Kevin Cash, like you said, they have a good
He's an
staff over
excellent
there.
manager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they know how to beat the Yankees. Like they surely know how to beat the team. Like
Yeah.
that's
So
what sometimes you used to feel that way with Cora, like when they would like that game when he stole like 8 bags
Hmm.
or whatever,
Oh
oh
yeah,
yeah.
and it's just like
that
that they
was
had something on us. They knew how to beat us. Like it was Trevino days, so like and they
yeah.
knew he was not good at that point. They were like the first team to really expose it. So like
Yes.
that type of stuff, like that's where it feels like the Rays are like every time. It's the batted ball, it's the infield singles, it's the errors, it's the games
Hmm.
where you were close and then you lost on a bad inning that probably started with an error or probably started with something that you're unlucky, and that type of stuff is just so hard. And that's why even though like our record at the end of the year might look bad against them, just like it was against Toronto last year or something like that. Like,
Yes. That is a good point. That could be an issue because they
yeah,
can play themselves into like range if the Yankees can't handle their business against them, even if they're playing bad against other teams. Like the Yankees are 1-4 against them this year, to your point.
yeah.
So
And you play them one more time before the deadline. I'm looking, and it's a 4-game series in their place.
Yeah, and you know
before the
how
break.
bad the Yankees play there, obviously, for
Exactly.
whatever reason.
4 games as well.
Which
So
is
like
weird because they always have all their fans there too, but they just
it's
don't
it's
like
always the most
playing
packed
there.
Yankee game.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's like Yankee
It's
South, but
frustrating down there for sure.
yeah.
yeah.
At least we haven't done like actually so bad against the IL East like we did last year, where
Well, I
we're just
gotta
getting
think. Well,
swept
let
every
me
single
think. What's
time
the
we.
records now? I could look it up really quick. If it's better, last year was the reason why they lost the division was because how
Oh
bad they played
yeah,
against the
we,
East,
we lost by 1 game.
and they were terrible against the East.
Yeah,
I think they're what 4-2 against Baltimore.
I mean
They're, I'll
we
find
were a
it.
They swept
non-blow up game
Baltimore in
against my.
May. They swept Baltimore in May. They got swept by the Rays in April. And that
Yeah,
first
And
like
then
that
they
was bad.
split with Blue
then we took
Jays.
1 of 2 from the Orioles, right? And then 2 of 2 against Toronto.
I'm
Oh yeah, we
about
just
to.
took 1-2 in that second Baltimore series.
I'm
Yeah.
about to find it. Okay. Looks like we're 12-9 against. They're 12-9 against the East right now,
Hey,
You just
which is
need
an
to
positive.
stay above
improvement.
500, right?
Yeah.
If they do, they could win the division. Yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
want to stay above 500 with that. I would definitely agree with that.
Especially, I mean, when the team gets better. Like, thank God Boston's so bad, and thank God
Yeah.
like those games aren't also a problem because like before the season, like the division looked kind of scary and looked like a lot of teams could
I know. I
contend.
thought it was gonna be four at the
I,
top, like and it sort
Yeah,
of. I thought Rays were
hmm
gonna be with the wayside. They weren't. Obviously, they had different plans. Baltimore is kind of where I thought they would be, like middle of the pack, like right around that 500 area. Red Sox have been a huge disappointment. I know it really boils down to losing Crochet and Roman Anthony, but even when they had them, they weren't good either. So like, it's not just that. Obviously, there was a lot of issues. Core getting fired and the whole 9 yards, but they're not going to be an issue this year. Like I
Baltimore
know,
was my big wild card. Like I had no
yeah,
clue
they
how
could
they would
have.
actually end up performing based on the offense looks good on paper and but the pitching was mid and now also like the offense has been and
I
like
mean, they didn't do anything to the pitching during the off season, and
exactly.
that
Wasn't enough. They tried
that
to, but it wasn't really
me
Was
enough.
and
it just
Julian
Boz?
thought
Yeah, was it just Boz?
me and Julian thought it was gonna be who was it? I
We
thought it
wanted
was gonna be
Valdez there,
Valdez
or
or
who was the other guy?
Peralta
Or Ranger Suarez. We were
Ranger.
or
talking about
Ranger.
Ranger, I
Yeah,
think,
we thought it was gonna be Ranger or Valdez going to
and it was
I
Baltimore.
thought it
neither.
was a lock that they would sign one of the pitchers. Like it just
Yeah, we
felt
Yeah.
like
thought it was a
they
lock too.
needed it
Yeah.
so bad, and everyone was like, "Oh, they're just gonna end up with one of them,"
Well,
especially with the
they
way the markets
what
ended up.
happened was that they pulled an Angels and went for offense with Pete Alonso, but like Alonso should be more useful to them than any of the Angels signings were probably at least in their defense. But
Yeah,
yeah, I was looking over the prospects again, and like you're right, I don't really see much impact coming from the farm besides the guys we talked about because all the guys are like too far away, like the top tier prospects. Like Ben Hess is hurt right now, and he
he
might
had a
be.
bad today. He struggled today.
Oh, he did come back. Oh,
Or
okay.
he's been back recently, but he's been on small
He
like
only had 16 innings and 7 appearances,
yeah. So
which is not a good sign.
and today I know was pretty bad, but let me look at
Is the walks still like horrible?
today was so like recently he came back on the May 14th and he's been pitching basically 1 inning 1.2 inning 2 innings 2.2 and then today was 1 innings 3 runs 2 walks 2 strikeouts 1 earned but in the walks not terrible actually no walks in his last 2 appearances
Oh, that's good.
so like I also thought the walks were an issue for him but coming back from injury it's been tough for him I think
That's
Yeah.
weird that
I
they're
expected
doing
a
it like
lot for
that.
him. Him and
Yeah, I mean,
Cunningham have both like I had Hess over Cunningham. Or I had Cunningham over Hess originally, and then Hess like made a big push like last year, and a lot of people knew his name, um, and I was expecting a lot from him this year, and he came out hot. Like his first game of the year had 9 Ks, 3 walks,
Yeah,
and then his next game, 5 walks. So like there was that thing in the beginning, and then he went on the injured list. So you just don't know how healthy they are, and that type of thing.
yeah, I remember Hess being a really controversial first round
First
draft pick
rounder.
because the
because
numbers didn't look good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why
yeah,
I was
The
confused
Yankees
when they
are
did it too. I'm
they
not gonna
love
lie.
projection. They
Yeah,
love
I was
projecting them.
very. I was like,
yeah.
"What's going on?" When they took him,
I
I was
mean,
like,
They
we're
"What?"
love the
seeing that the upside is 100% there. but like he had
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna. He's not gonna be in the fold this year.
A
No,
lot of
that's the
people
moral of the
compare him to like
story.
Lance Lynn, and
I
it's
like
so
the
hard.
Lance Lynn
Yeah,
pump, but
it's
I
so
actually
hard
tried
not
to
to
do
see
that
when you
too.
watch him
Yeah,
pitch. Like
I
he's
actually
just a
looked it
big
up and I
guy.
found that information. I was like, yeah, it's a good match. Like I did this a while ago, like months ago. It was only off season, but that's not a bad one. If he becomes that, you're very happy too,
Exactly.
obviously. And then like the bats, unfortunately, after Lombard, like there's no bats coming to help this team this year.
Yeah.
I can't. There's like nobody
oh
else.
yeah,
Like Caden Kent's playing well, but he's in high A. Like he's nowhere near ready,
So
obviously. But
many of the
he's a
hitters
good
off.
story. But
Yeah.
yeah. Lavich is balling in low A.
yeah, I mean, he's got a while, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And he's a lot of like he's got some contact stuff going on. He can hit the
There's
ball hard and far, but he strikes out a lot for
the
sure.
one
is
guy
the
that's
whiff
like
there?
the one guy that's intriguing to me. Wait, what'd you say?
Is the whiff there?
Last I've
Is
seen,
it whiff or
I know a
zone
lot of people.
contact?
I know a lot of people were comparing him to like infield Spencer Jones or righty Spencer Jones, like which
That's
is
good
like
and bad,
obviously
I
his early
guess.
stuff. Like you just like obviously want to see a little more hit tool from your shortstop, but he hits the ball freaking hard and far. So
Yeah.
I'll take that especially for Tampa.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's low
Whiff
A.
and zone contact.
Yeah, no. One thing I was gonna say was just like one guy that's a little intriguing to me. I don't think they would do it, but like Tyler Harmon's making a comeback after a
Oh
long
yeah.
I
time
was
of
gonna
being.
say
What are your
that
thoughts?
I was gonna say
Let's just go for
there's
it.
like there was some belief in me that like if they were so like on Lombard that they wanted to keep his development, that Hardman actually has a lot more experience in the minors. He's finally made his first time up in AAA, but his adjustment's been a little quicker. Like he's had a bunch of extra base hits, and he's still hitting the ball hard. He had like 13 homers in Somerset before he came up, and um, he just feels like someone that he's old. He's much on the older side,
Oh,
obviously.
I know. Well, he's
Yeah.
been.
He's
I've known him for.
27.
I've known him my whole life.
Yeah,
Basically, his story's crazy because like I basically covered him for 3 out of 4 years in Somerset. Like 2022, he was in Somerset in 2022. Like I think that's when he first got there. He's been there since like this year when he finally got moved out of there. Like he hadn't gone to
yeah,
AAA once before this year. All he does is hit homers basically. But the problem is that doesn't come with a lot of defense. Really, that's the real issue with that. Like I don't think he can handle third base defensively at the big league level. Like that's the main
yeah.
problem.
Obviously, like they would be looking for production at the plate, but you can't sacrifice the defense of which when you especially have like free like these ground ball pitchers, like you can't give it up. Like he's been five doubles, two homers in his first 15 games, like compared to Lombard, and like the switch from like there was no power missing
The
for Hart.
only reason why I bring it up is because they're really in a pinch for offense
Yeah,
right now, and like the third base position when McMahon is playing is very much a black hole. So like I
I have
don't.
like no, especially at this time, I have no problem just like looking at almost every option and being like, could you do this? Could you figure
Yeah,
this
I'm
out? Especially
definitely
when
in
you're
the could you do this phase, but I don't know if Hardman fits that, unfortunately. But maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be a
And
little
too
outside the
far in
box,
that. Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah,
yeah, and it's kind of
they might
sucks
trade him
to
at the
say.
deadline, maybe.
It kind of sucks to say because kind of what Kai said. We have a lot of ground ball pitchers, and it'd be pretty hard to dump Ryan McMahon for the defense that he plays and how bad Ahmed is at that hot corner.
Yeah.
So
Let's end it here though. Like, who are some
yeah,
fun trade deadline targets for you, Kai, for the Yankees? Like not like oh let's go get like Mike Trout. Like give me some guys you think they can like really get.
I'm pretty like in on the bullpen, so like the guys that and the teams that are willing to sell. So like I already saw that JoJo Romero could be up from the Cardinals. Like
I could yeah I
more
could
guys
do
like
that.
that. Like Riley O'Brien's gonna
Riley
cost a lot.
That's
O'Brien.
the one we
Yeah.
really want. Yeah, but
I've
it's
watched Riley O'Brien for a little bit this year, and he's gonna cost a lot, but like he looks good, and obviously like I don't know if they're gonna do another like giving up a lot of prospects or giving up like last year they got a lot of bullpen, but did it really turn into like having a lot of quality bullpen besides Bednar? Obviously the Duvall thing didn't work at first, so like there's
well,
just
is it
been
working now? I
yeah,
don't even think it's working now. If we're being honest. Like
Speaking of Duvall,
doing a little
speak
better in the recent, like when he's throwing more
that.
sinkers, like
speaking of Duvall, Parks Harbor has been taking the cover off the baseball this
yeah,
season.
I've seen him. The Giants Double A team is like insane, and he's been a big part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd see like just relief arms, and then as you said, like catcher market, like it's gonna be so tough. But you're going to be digging in some people's benches, AAA depth, like that sort of stuff, like because they might be an actual better option than what we have right now. Obviously, not even just might be; it probably will be combined over those three guys.
Yeah.
Um, so like it's just like you need a catcher, you need a right-handed catcher, and you need which is gonna be hard to find. So like, and then you need more bullpen. There's just like so much tax on the pen right now, and it's gonna get worse later. So like, um, you just want more dependable people, and if it's not the guys that you have in AAA right now, like Legrand or like Cruz, then I would like to know that in the next month or two, or the next month and a half. So like we
That's
can start.
probably what they're trying to figure out. Like,
Yeah.
are those guys gonna be in it or are they not gonna be in it?
That's
Like,
why I
you
think
gotta
they
figure
did the
that
move
out.
so early for Legrand because you need to know
He's
in the
gonna
next.
come soon. It's
Yeah,
gonna happen soon. I think
you need to know if he's going to be a true bullpen asset for you.
they need him in that bullpen. He's gonna make his way in that bullpen, I think. And then
Yeah, at the beginning of this year, I was saying like Tyler Phillips, but like he's going to be so expensive, and I think Miami is trying to turn him into a starter
yeah,
right
Tyler
now.
Phillips, they messed up. He was doing great in relief, and they're trying to make him a starter. He's on my fantasy team. I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, oh
But
god, like
like
why are we doing this?
guys from Miami, like
Wasting my starts too in a league that only does that count starts. So I'm like, oh god.
There's so many
John,
Marlins pen guys that you're
yeah,
about.
John King, Anthony Bender. I mean, guys like that.
And they've looked at those guys before. Like the
Yeah.
Bender has definitely been mentioned like last year at the deadline.
Yeah. Do you think they consider Lopez or Edwards or something to help the left side of the infield? Maybe.
Oh, that's going to cost.
Lopez and Edwards are gonna they're
Oh,
gonna they're gonna want the kitchen sink.
yeah, they are.
Yeah. No, I know.
They're going to
I'm
bank
just,
I
hard on their seasons for sure. Like
mhm.
I'm just
if they do
like,
give up.
yeah. I just want some help on that left side, whether
It
it's
is an
George or
excuse to
someone
give up
else.
Anthony Volpe, but I don't know what the hell his value is right now.
They got to fix that left side of
It
the
can't be
infield
much.
with something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like when I look through the bullpen arms, here's an interesting name. I don't think they would do it, but I would be intrigued by this one if the Astros would play ball. I'm interested
Oh.
in Josh Hader.
Yeah.
Give me
I
Josh
think
Hader.
that.
I think he'd be pretty cheap too with how bad his contract is.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it might be reasonable because of how bad his contract is. You wouldn't have to give up much. The Astros don't like the Yankees, so they're gonna make it hurt a little bit, but it's not gonna be anything crazy. I don't think.
I think they like also like
Would they actually do it though? I don't know.
yeah. I mean, when it comes to like getting all these guys, also in the system, like when you have a lot of these guys that are like on hot stretches, like you can sell high on some of these guys that like obviously are
Yes,
never going to be a part of this team in the next year or two, but
that's
they
what
could be a
Cash.
part of a lot of other teams in the next year,
Yeah,
in the
that's
next
what.
6 months.
That's one thing that Cashman does well. He does sell high on certain people sometimes, but the other issue
Yeah.
is he holds
I
on too
mean,
long sometimes also. So it is a double-edged thing there. But
yeah, I mean Marco Luciano, Yanquiel Fernandez are two guys that have
Those are
struggled in
guys that
the
like resurgence years for them and like
yeah.
maybe like
yeah,
kind of career figuring it out for them. Like then like some of the guys like Garrett Martin and guys that are having like crazy like surges in power and like double A that might not be a part of this team obviously, but
Hmm.
that could get you a reliever plus something else.
Oh yeah.
Like him plus something else gets you a reliever. So like
yeah.
I've been seeing Isak Paredes too.
I don't like that one because how he hits the ball. I'm not. He
Yeah.
pulls
He's a
everything,
extreme pull hitter.
and
yeah,
he's
I
not
mean,
the best defender either. I don't think. If we're talking
Yeah.
about defense.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna give up something, and I'm interested to see what they do. Like
Something
last year, like
that's
Hmm.
McMahon was the glove, kind of like, and you were expecting maybe the
you
hitting
were
to.
hoping to fix the
Yeah,
bat, but like it didn't really happen,
you were hoping some
unfortunately.
of the homers would come in the stadium and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff, and then you knew that he was a good defender. He was a great defender.
yeah.
So like that type of stuff, you're gonna give up something, and I'm interested to see where they go this year. It's gonna be really hard. Probably more. It's a definitely a more diverse options and like uh, almost less flexibility, but then some more. And if they want to get rid of things, get rid of people, or so it's gonna be so interesting.
Yeah.
Jeremy Pena would be really interesting too. I doubt they would let him go to the Yankees, but that would be a great pickup. Right-handed bat, left side of the infield, like that checks two boxes they really need. But I doubt that would happen. Hader would be sick because like they need a. I could use a better closer than Bednar to a 1A 1B maybe. Like Bednar's not bad, but like he's shown some cracks this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, I think we're good though. Like, Kai, thanks, really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for having me on. It was great talking.
Yeah.
let us know where we could check you out and find your work and all the good stuff you're doing.
Just on Twitter is where I do a lot of my just posting about the minor leagues, the Yankees minor leagues. That's at Kai Rogers 7. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know that, but
So
um,
yeah,
a
no, it
lot of
is. It
video.
is it. Yeah.
Perfect. A lot of video highlights and just some analysis of a lot of the lower levels of the Yankee system.
So what got you into Yankees living in Oregon? I guess that's a fun question to
Or
close the
I'm
show
actually
with.
from Rochester, New York, so I
Oh, so
grew
you
up here.
moved to Oregon?
Yeah, I go to college, or I just finished college here, so like
Oh, okay.
I'm actually driving back to New York in a couple weeks.
Oh, have fun with that.
Yeah, I've been it a bunch of times. It's not too fun. I'll say it's a long
I
day.
did
Yeah.
I did the Florida one, and that's only half what you have to do. So
Yeah,
yeah, buckle up.
thank you.
But nah, I mean it's been fun, good stuff.
Yeah,
Thanks for setting
definitely
this up.
fun.
We'll definitely have to try to run it back some time during the year, the deadline. We really appreciate your time, especially an hour plus, and letting me work through the thumbnail issues. So you can find us on here. It's Julian Gallardi, it's JG Show on YouTube. That's where you sub to us, and we'll be back, bro.